Welcome back to Talking Dirt. We'd like to welcome Adam Frisch, City Council member.
Great to be here. Happy spring.
Woohoo!
Thank you
Yes,
for coming.
exactly. Of course, of course.
Yes. So for people that don't know you very well, why don't you tell us a little bit about you? Like, what's your story?
I'm a dad, husband, sitting current council person. I call it elected community service as opposed to the P word. Everyone's kind of just trying to chip in up there to try to make and keep the city as wonderful as possible. Grew up ski racing out of Minnesota, born in Montana, went to school at CU Boulder, spent some time out in New York City, went for a weekend, and 10 years later, finally got out of there. And been here since 2003. And Katie and I are raising our kids, Felix and Quintessa. They're in 2nd and 4th grade up at Aspen Elementary School. And Katie works full-time as well. She's in upstate New York a week a month. So we have a hectic household at home, but just we're blessed to be living in Aspen like everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely.
What you've done some other projects in the community. What were some of those other?
Well, so I've been on council since 2011, and I ran in 2009 as well. And I've been working on a couple of things. I started kind of getting involved in the municipal community service, working on the financial advisory board for the county, trying to help make recommendations to the Board of County Commissioners on kind of budgetary and financial issues. And then I've been involved a lot prior to council on this Housing Frontiers group. It's about 6 or 7 of us. And we meet every other week, and we spend a lot of time working on strategic issues facing the affordable housing community and the housing stock. And so it's been great, and I really enjoy just all aspects of being here in Aspen. I moved here, again, 11 years ago, had high expectations, and they've been vastly exceeded.
Wow.
And it's been great, huh?
Well, thanks so much for everything you've done.
Of course,
and
no,
all
it's
the
great.
projects you work on. And this is kind of a hotly contested council race, don't you think?
Well, there's 7 of us running, and as I say, I'm not running against anyone. I'm just running alongside 6 other people, and I'd love everyone's vote. And if they want to vote for someone else, you can vote for up to 2 people. You don't have to, but I'd be honored to serve with anyone up there. I'd served with Mick for 2 years, my first 2 years on council, and I've worked with Tori and Steve. Tori for 2 years and Steve for 4. And so, everyone who puts their hat in the ring, whether you get up there or not, you have to give them credit because they are kind of walking away from some amount of work time, family time, play time in Aspen. But it's important to give back in different ways, and I think we're all kind of making go of it.
And why do you want to be on council again?
Well, I think I've done a great job kind of implementing some goals that the community have wanted. I've been really focused on a couple of things. One is try to improve the housing stock of the affordable housing program, but a lot of work on the lodging. We are a resort town, we are a community, but we do need the resort element to it, and we welcome all those guests here. And we've had a declining bed base and kind of a deteriorating bed base over the past many, many years. It goes back to the Aspen Area Community Plan that was approved in 2012, and trying to bring some type of a variety of lodging here has been really important. And so I'm really proud that we've approved 4 lodging products, the Hotel Aspen, the Molly Gibson, the Sky Hotel, and Mark Hunt's Base 1 Lodge.
Right.
And those 4 lodges were approved, they got 18 out of 19 possible votes. So that's like a 95% success rate, and you can't even get powder days to 75%
Right,
approval rating. So I'm really proud on behalf of myself and the community, most importantly, that we're able to implement that goal. And there's still some things I'd like to see happen. It'd be great to see some type of community appropriate regeneration up at Lift 1A. With the ski lift and with some appropriate lodging. We're hoping to keep the 2017 FIS World Cup finals.
Right.
The whole world will be here. It's just the top 30 racers, so we don't have the infrastructure to put on the Olympics or the World Championships. But this is kind of the cream of the cream who come at the end of the year, and that's kind of a huge event, and it's a great representation of Aspen to kind of just get another top level event. And sports and skiing is really important to our history, especially in that site.
Right.
I was going to say, thanks so much. I love hearing these other aspects because it seems like this whole election everybody's talking about the amendment to the charter.
Yeah, Referendum 1.
Yeah. What's your position on that?
I'm opposed to it. I feel for those that are kind of fired up to go for it. And at the end of the day, to sum up what they're doing is they're saying that it's a variance issue, and the community is sick and tired of granting variances. And if you grant any variances, that are based on a certain criteria, they want to go to the voters. The problem is, I humbly don't think it has anything to do with variances. I think people are just frustrated about a couple buildings in town. They're frustrated about the general development that's going on, and they're frustrated that some people that have been up there kind of who've been championing the slow growth, which we all kind of are for, but some people have been a little more adamant about it than others.
Yeah.
And even with that makeup of elected officials, they haven't been able to stop the growth. And so you have the art museum and then the core building. And the core building is on the former parking lot behind Boogie's.
Right.
Those two buildings probably give the community the most digestion, heartburn.
But don't you think that this referendum, if it passes, it puts a lock on that ever happening in the future again? Because although this council is not responsible for that, they have no idea what future councils will do.
That's true, Michelle, but the issue is those two buildings I was mentioning before, they don't have a single height variance. They don't have a single height variance. And so the buildings that are giving people heartburn don't have any variances. And those 4 lodging products I mentioned earlier, they all have a little bit of variances in them, including some heights. And so the issues really isn't variances. I think the real concern was in 2007, there was a new council, and they walked in with a 42 height variance. And it took 5 years. It wasn't until 2012, and the current mayor, Steve Skadron, proposes 12 words of no building should be higher than 28 feet. What was built from 2007 to 2012 is really what people are having issues with. And we have a height of 28 feet now in town pretty much, and I think we're in a good place.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that the land use code belongs in basically the Constitution of Aspen. We're going to have a 6,000 person homeowners association, and that's not really how the best way we should representative government should work.
Gotcha. Well,
Thank you so
Of
much.
course. Well, thanks for having me.
We could talk forever. We
Exactly.
could talk about a lot of
So,
stuff.
well, anytime I'm happy to come back. Thanks for what you guys do in the community.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here.
It's great to see you, Michelle.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Adam.
Gus. Take care. Have a
Yeah.
great weekend.
And Talking Dirt, we'll be right back.
We could go on.